respected dignitaries, my dear volunteers and well-wishers. I think what we saw in the video was all the good things. Like everything was very nice in the video. But as in any organization, there are always challenges and opportunities. And so just 3 months back, the entire full-time volunteers team at YFS, so we sat down for 2 days to reflect on what's going well and what's not going so well. And based on these discussions, we decided on the focus for this year. So what I'm going to present is a collective discussion and the decisions that we have taken. While we saw that the volunteers are making a lot of impact, one of the things that bothered us was every month we were getting around 100 volunteers who were registering on the website. But once a month we were doing the orientation program and only 30 were coming every orientation program. So we were wondering what's happening to the other 70. 100 are registering every month, but only 30 are showing up for the orientation program. So this year, what we decided was, let's run the orientation program every week instead of every month. And our guess was right. Since last 3 months, we have been running orientation programs every week, and every week we have 20 to 30 people now. Because what was happening from the time they register on the website, there was a delay for them to attend the orientation and the enthusiasm was going down. And if they are not free that particular Sunday, they had to wait for 2 months. So this was a big leakage that we were experiencing. And this is one major shift that we did, that every Sunday there is orientation program. It's a full day orientation, and that has really made a difference. From the moment they register, somebody is getting in touch with them within 24 hours. So we have a team dedicated for volunteer management now. Last year, most of us were very preoccupied with projects management. So this year we have created a separate team for the volunteer management. And this is a major change that we are seeing in the last 3-4 months, that every month almost 80 people are going through the orientation. The second part that we discussed was, what are the volunteers who have been with us for more than 2 years, 3 years doing now? We are not very happy to see that some of them are still doing what they were doing 3 years ago. We have not really planned for the growth of the volunteers. And the potential that exists with every volunteer is really big, because the kind of raw material we have with YFS, each one is very talented, very capable, professionally accomplished, and we felt that even in the social enterprise, they should be able to contribute at a much larger way than what they are doing now. This is when we realized we have not really developed training and capacity building programs after the first level of orientation. So this year the major focus will be to groom the volunteers so that they all can contribute to their potential. Right now, even after 2 years, they are teaching only spoken English, whereas their capacity is much bigger, and this is what you are going to see in this year, very systematic training programs, and not just formal trainings, but even mentoring. People who have been in this field for a long time, we are going to request them to mentor the new volunteers and keep them motivated constantly. So other dimension of volunteer development was that we want to increase their knowledge about the developmental sector. For example, majority of our volunteers today are working in education field, working in government schools. But I don't think many are aware about the details of RTE, Right to Education, how it impacts us, how can we leverage it to the volunteering work we are doing. So this kind of workshops that we want to organize for the volunteers and enhance their depth in their own field. If they have chosen education or health, understand the government schemes, what all exists today, and where we can fill the gap. So this year we are going to focus more on the volunteer development part, their understanding, their philosophical understanding about the Seva itself, and even the values that they need to cultivate to be effective in this sector. This is one dimension that we are going to focus in this year. Other experiment that we saw last year, that we also saw in the video, was Doctors for Seva. In fact, Doctors for Seva gave us a glimpse of what can be done if we can channelize professional skills of people. Because right now, even if they are lawyers or chartered accountants, everybody is teaching basic spoken English and maths. Can we really channelize their professional skills? And Doctors for Seva is a classic example how so many doctors and hospitals are able to contribute through their professional skills and are able to make a big impact in the last 1 year. So on one hand, we will take Doctors for Seva to a very different scale, and it's a matter of great recognition that even from the state government, the health ministry requested for a meeting with us and discussed their perennial problem of not finding doctors to be posted in backward districts like Gulbarga, Yadgiri, Raichur. In spite of any amount of financial incentives, they are unable to get the doctors to be posted there. Now they requested, can this vacuum be filled to some extent by the volunteering doctors? And we have suggested them to give us the most backward district, and they have suggested Gulbarga or Yadgiri. And we are going to take up 2 Taluk health centers to pilot this. When we bounced this idea with our doctors team, they were all very enthusiastic. And because what we figured out was, it's not that doctors don't have a sense of service or seva, but practically they can't relocate to these backward districts. Even software engineers will not go and work in these places. Their children's education, their professional growth, lot of things matter here. So we are going to create a model where a pool of volunteering doctors, they volunteer 4 days a month or 5 days a month, and we manage that pool to fill this gap. Because there is a model in US called Doctors Without Borders. And I think for us the border is Bangalore itself. If you cross Bangalore, there are a lot of things you can do. And we need to create a model where doctors are going to work in these backward districts. And similarly, when we discussed with many of our partner NGOs as to what are your pain points, where do you need volunteers? Then we figured out that we are sending volunteers primarily to teach English and computers, whereas many NGOs are struggling with other professional skills. They need help of chartered accountants, they need help of lawyers. Even in slums, many women that we are working, they need legal help. So that's when in the coming year, we are going to create a framework where professionals are going to volunteer their professional skills. It could be lawyers, it could be writers, it could be graphics designers, it could be any creative thing that you can think of, which can fill a gap in the society. So this is the framework that we are working on, so that it's not that we have 3 things in our shop and anybody comes, we sell the same 3 things. Instead, we ask what is that you can contribute. And on the other side, we see what is the gap in the society, both NGOs as well as in the community without any NGOs also. So we are working on that framework, and I think another important sector is the executives for Seva, because most of the NGOs, which are Desi NGOs, which are run by people from here, because I am excluding the multinational NGOs, most of the local NGOs, they badly need management help. A lot of them have dedication, commitment, sacrifice, but don't have systems in place to actually scale up the work. This is where I think everyone who is an executive in the corporate field, they can offer their help. It doesn't require a specific time like every week you give this much time, but we would like to connect executives who want to help with the management practices in NGOs. Like one executive will connect to an NGO. This is another model that we are going to develop. So more and more of these professional forums that you are going to see in the coming year. Just like Doctors for Seva, you will have executives for Seva, lawyers for Seva, writers for Seva, and think of anything. So this is the direction that we are taking. That way no one should feel that for my capacity, my professional, my caliber, there is no room to volunteer. Because today most of our volunteers are not in the senior executive position, because they cannot commit time every weekend to teach spoken English. But their contribution can be at a much bigger level in scaling up the NGOs, in assisting the social sector to really grow in this country. And other facet of YFS that we saw grow last year was the corporate associations, and that's also going to grow in this year. Currently we are working with Philips, Bosch, EMC, KPIT and Alliance University, and we are going to see more and more companies Recently Cisco also came into our fold. What companies are seeing is that they are having a lot of NGOs who take grants and run some programs, but they need a facilitator who can engage their employees in volunteering. It's not just that they give some, write a check and give some money to NGOs, but how can the employees be enthused to volunteer? And so it's not that YFS is going to run all the projects of the companies, but we are going to orient the CSR programs in the companies and also the NGOs that they are already funding. You don't want to take, say don't fund that NGO and come to YFS. That's not our approach. But we are going to orient the NGOs that they are already funding, how they can engage the employees of the sponsoring company. That brings a lot of transparency. When the employees are actually involved in the execution of the programs, the kind of transparency it brings is phenomenal, and even NGOs will benefit from the professional help. So this is the direction we are looking at in terms of working with the corporate sector. More and more we see that YFS is more an enabler than a doer. So we are not interested in doing a lot of things ourselves. We want to enable individuals to become change agents. We want to enable companies to execute their CSR programs effectively. We want to enable NGOs to grow in scale and effectiveness. So we want to play that role of enabling every entity in this sector rather than doing everything ourselves and being a big NGO type of tag. We are not interested in that. And to conclude, I think at the core of all this accomplishment is a very dedicated team of full-time volunteers. We have 13 people and all of them are very young, they're all young professionals. One is an MBBS graduate and most others are engineering graduates who have worked for 3-4 years in the corporate sector, and they all started as weekend volunteers, but they were so engrossed in this work and they want to continue this full time, and then we offered fellowships for them to join full-time YFS. Currently we have 13 people working full-time with us, and this entire team of full-timers are sustained by the contribution of individuals. See, we take corporate funding only for specific projects like school adoption, sponsor a child, or school health program, and the full-time volunteers are sustained through Seva Nidhi. This is where the volunteers and well-wishers, they are contributing financially, and that's what is sustaining the full-timers team. And what we are seeing is that there is a lot of interest and energy amongst the youth to take a break. See, 20 years back when I graduated, it was not a very common thing for youngsters to take a break from their career. Once you get a job, they are very happy, and the first thing they ask, how much pension I get, when do I retire? So today, after working for 3-4 years, they don't have a sense of insecurity. They know that taking a break for 1 or 2 years will actually enrich their lives, enhance their capacities and help them grow as individuals. And their value in the corporate sector will also be much higher if they volunteer. So we are seeing more and more youngsters approach YFS that they want to take a break. And I don't know whether I can announce or not, Vikshut who just sang, he was working with YFS and initially he took 1 year sabbatical. He has again decided to quit and come out full time to social sector. And Vikshut is just one case. There are many such examples. One of the difficulties we have in YFS is that we are flowing with the current. Sometimes when you are flowing against the trend, against the current, you can inspire people, motivate people. Here there is nothing to inspire people. We are actually flowing with the current. What is needed is the infrastructure and the system to really channelize that energy. And this is where we need a lot of help from everyone. Bring your own professional skills, bring more volunteers, and together, I think as the backdrop shows, every volunteer is leaving a footprint. They are creating an impact. And in our last planning meeting, Mr. Srikantan Murthy, one of our advisory board members and vice president at Infosys, he made a very nice statement. He said, any act of seva that we do will always be a drop in the ocean. But is that a drop that simply sinks, or is it a drop that creates ripple effect? And that's the theme we have taken for the backdrop and the annual report also. And we are experiencing more and more that every drop that the volunteers are putting in, it is creating ripple effect, and let's carry it on. Thank you very much.